Hello, this is Rich from TitanClassics.com. It's been a while since I've done a video for YouTube, but here we go. What I've been working on is stuff for the RGV250 VJ23, which was made in about 96 to 97, maybe 98. They only made about 2,000 of this model bike, but I've got one of them. Anyway, there's loads of parts for this bike that are just not in stock by Suzuki anymore. So what I've done is found this part, and it's the OEM tank to frame pad or locating thing. Basically the tank slots onto there and it bolts to a clip on the frame. Basically one of these M5 by 15mm bolts. So as they're no longer available, and I know that rubber perishes over time, I had to look at the original part, and it's not perished on mine. My bike tends to be in the garage or one of my rooms in the house, but I noticed it's got this bracket on there that's been bonded, and it's got a threaded part there, and so this is made of steel, I assume, and it's just bonded to the rubber part. So what I did was I copied the part in CAD, and then my first print I did in TPU filament, and I set it at 100% infill, and it is really quite strong and very stiff, whereas the OEM part is quite flexible. So in order to get some flex in the part that I'm recreating, I made it in, I don't know, TPU, but something like 15%, maybe 10% infill density. So it is a lot more flexible now. It is, just trust me, it is. Not quite as flexible as the OEM part, but I can see it's starting to crack a bit, so maybe it's got more squidgy with, 25, close to 30 years. And I replicated the hardened, the steel insert, but I did it in a PETG carbon fibre filament, just for testing, And in this bracket, I heated and located a brass insert, so that the bolt can fit in nicely, and I'll glue the part in with a strong two-part adhesive, epoxy resin type thing. I'll fit it to the bike. The epoxy takes about 24 hours to go off, so but that's where I'm at. I'll fit it on the bike, see if it works out well. It also makes me think, what else can I make in 3D printed stuff? So I have, as I go along, I'll start listing stuff. I'll recreate obsolete stuff, and I'll start listing it. But I was also looking at things like this clip. Now it's rusty. I don't know, I think I would have bought these about 20 years ago, and when they go in the garage, or they get exposed to weather, they get a surface level of rust, or they discolour. I wouldn't say this is rusty at all, actually, but it's just discoloured from the brand new sort of thing. So then I thought maybe I could make these clips in PETG carbon fibre, and if they'll work. So I've got to test those, and they seem strong enough. Personally, I think the depth of that is too deep, so I've made more shallow ones and slightly shallower brass inserts. I've made a number of them, and I'll test them on my bikes, but I'll also put them for sale, and they're less than half the weight of the OEM. Hopefully, though, the idea is that they look great. They can come on and off the bike lots and lots of times as you're removing the panel and working with the bike, but also stay the same, through all the different bad weathers and so on, and just, I don't know, last longer, last forever, as well as being just a better performing part, really. pretty much the same strength, although, no, they won't be as strong as steel. It's just they will suit the purpose that they're for, because it's not really, those fairings, unless you're doing like a huge amount of speed and there's a lot of force going through those fairings, these are not really stressed parts, they're just holding two pieces of plastic together. Anyway, those are my thoughts, and as I'm going along, I'll if the product is good, then I'll upload it for sale on the website and maybe the eBay store as well. All right, thanks for listening, and catch you later. Cheers now, bye.